Good afternoon, human family. Please put your crown on now and come on in. Let us take a moment to visit. My spiritual family, I am going to go public with this one. So I might repeat some of the things that I've said before. Have patience with me. For those that don't know me, we all have gifts. One of my gifts is being a seer, and you never know when you're going to see. So in October, I had a seeing experience, and I was shown that everything was in lockdown. I have witnesses to this, so no, I'm not making it up. Sometimes I wish I had. I was shown, let me try to put it in words, because as a seer, when we have an experience like that, it's very different experience to take it from the spiritual realm into the physical realm that we live in and explain it, because it kind of changes the reality of the experience. And so everything that I was shown was in lockdown was done in a domino effect, and it was the socioeconomic realm. It was the spiritual realm as far as churches and organizations, the governments, the financial systems, every kind of organization, everything to do with humanity, basically, I was shown was in lockdown. I didn't understand why. And as I see these things, I'm aware of it. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. This is an important message. If you could share this out. I have things that have been put on my heart from Divine God to share with my entire human family. So when lockdown comes, there's a purpose for it. And the purpose that I am being told is to shed much light on our light as a human, as we see people standing together against injustices, people speaking about injustices, lights being shed on things that are of darkness, because you see the light, you can't hide from the light. It's also a shedding of our light, of our heart. The things that I am being told, because as I go through this extremely interesting experience, I'm watching situations unravel. There will be civil unrest, and rightfully so. It's time for a cleanup. However, it needs to be done in a respectful manner. And to the individuals that are doing this in a not respectful manner, I ask and beseech you to be kind. Be gentle. These are your family members in the world. And everything you do has a reaction for the action. Be mindful of your actions. Speak. Yes, we have to speak strongly. Yes, but without violence. You are better than that. I am better than that. We are all better than that. And yes, I do understand social injustices. I come from an interracial family in the 60s. I had a black stepfather, and I know the horrific injustices of people's ignorance and their fear created a small heart. I understand your frustration. I've been in the middle. I had no place to go back to. I didn't have white people I could return to, black people, anyone. But I learned how to love. And I learned to understand about fear. So let's please try to respect the rage that's coming up and understand why. When you speak and speak peacefully and you're not getting results, it's very frustrating. But we do need to do it peacefully but strong. We need to do it in numbers globally. Globally. People need to speak out. It's beginning with racism. I will tell you what I see. It's going to go on further. Everything's coming up, just like a lake turning over. You're going to see it. You're going to see our financial system getting exposed. I've been listening to Sasha Stone, and I was so fascinated. Can't wait to see about this. But when we're born in the Federal Reserves, we get a pound of gold for every pound we weigh. This has been hidden from us. And it's very fascinating the way it works with your birth certificate. And each time we sign our names, people make money on us, and we are traded on the market. I can't go into specifics, but I put it up on my Facebook. I put those things there to help you understand. Anyway, we are going to have exposing of what's been happening right before our eyes that we didn't see. Who we are is going to be exposed, our divinity is going to be exposed, but the economic system is going to be exposed because it's very corrupt. The cabal, the 1% of the 1%, this is all coming out. It can't hide anymore. So you cabal, listen. You cabal, you 1% of 1%. I would like to beseech you and address your heart, but I'm wondering who you are, and I'm wondering why. Please question why. Remember, for every action, there will be a reaction, and you too shall answer. You will, because humanity needs to come together, erase the lines that separate us economically, spiritually, physically. We need to unite. We need to unite in strength, because united 7.7 billion people against a small amount of people, I'm sorry, we rock. Humanity has got to come together in love and compassion and forgiveness. And what I'm being told is things need to come like an onion peel. They need to be peeled out like a spiritual awakening, right? They need to be taken off layer by layer and exposed, and it's happening in the civil area, and it's going to happen in the economics. It's going to happen in the governments. It's going to happen with our galactic family. We're going to understand our relationship that NASA's been hiding from the world about why we have visitors. We are going to understand, but it has to happen backwards. It has to happen the way it came in. It has to happen before it can go back to the core of our divinity, our sovereign divinity, and remembering who we are. This will be exposed to us as each layer is undone. Divine's laying on my heart that it has to be done in a perfect manner, in divine place and divine time, just like I was shown in my vision. Because the highest good will come from that. The highest knowledge to help the healing and understanding. This is a splitting open of humanity's heart, so we can remember who we are. That's what's happening. And it's our responsibility to show up to ourselves and honoring our fellow humans, to understanding who we are. So as these things get exposed, and yes, for people that don't understand our galactic family, I've had an experience at 8, so I know it's real. Nobody can ever tell me otherwise. I know other people who have had the experience and have actually a stronger affiliation. There's a story between our galactic family and humanity. This will be exposed as time goes on. It's going to come out, the truth of who we are. This whole big, huge story of humanity is coming one step at a time. The outside has to happen first, and it's very uncomfortable. I'm really struggling. Us empaths need to be really careful. We go out and we pick up everything, and we have a sense of justice. And I have a really hard time with these masks. I won't wear them. Had my hair done. I'm going like, really? I'm not going to get my hair done. Anyway, let's get back on track. Anyway, so these things have to happen. Have patience. One step at a time, go through it, because as these things are revealed, we're also healing each individual. This is going to trigger each one of us globally. Globally, it's going to trigger each one. It has to happen just so as these things come out and expose, we are also healing individually. The highest, greatest good for humanity cannot take place unless there's a healing within and without, and with compassion and love for ourselves, for humanity, and to understand our place and the story, this big, huge story of being a human, a divine sovereign being. It has to happen one step at a time, one motion. Engage with it in a loving, kind way to yourself and to others, and breathe and impasse. I'll try to do something. I'm really busy. I'm putting together several businesses, but we need to keep ourselves mindful and use our tools. I'm trying. I teach classes on this. Maybe I'll do a quick mini class for like $25 for an hour or something. I'll let you know. I have a lot going on. Anyway, so it has to happen just so. We have to show up. Humanity has to show up. The truth is being exposed with lights, one layer at a time. We need to be patient, because if it's done correctly, this could be the most beautiful healing that could ever take place in all the history of humanity. But do understand, remember we talked about the age of Aquarius, short scripture. There's a lot to go on both sides. Freedom, humanity. Abuse, authority, tyranny. I'll just get to the point. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing a black and white coming in. It's oppressing, literally, against each other. The graying is going away, and people are taking a stand on one side, the other. I beseech you to take the stand on the side of speaking your truth for the betterment of humanity, and to hope for the best as we go through this, because it's going to get really intense. Not fear. Be mindful, because you can expect what's coming. It's going to get so intense. So intense. Sorry, let me breathe. I don't want to scare anybody. It's going to be really intense. But it's going to get better. So what we have to remember is humanity. Show up, be loving, kind. And for those acting out of accordance, behave yourself. For you young people, this is your future. This is your tomorrow. These are your children's future. Be kind. Behave. You were raised better than that. Think about others. Let us all be kind with each other as this is all happening. Remember, we are family. We are not separate. We have seen this. We are not separate. Beautiful cultures. We are a family of richness. Let's revel in each other's richness. Celebrate one another. Come together and bring through the loving ability of who we are. We have the ability. We've got this as humanity. But do understand, it's a pushing and a pulling. And I'm holding my breath because I'm seeing Kabbalah, and I'm seeing exposing of things that are not in the benefit of humanity, with the poisonings and the pharmaceuticals and this immunization. Don't take that immunization. The financial system. Everything has to be revamped for us to have a better tomorrow. It has to happen in divine time, in divine place. Now, what I'm excited about, because I'm a spiritual being, and I've been like this all my life. I don't know any other way to be, and I'm very diverse in that spirituality. Studied many religions, had very many mystical experiences. So that's real for me. The most exciting thing is yet to come, and it's going to be the cherry on the cake, and that's when we get into the Vatican. That's when we get into all those scriptures that have been hidden from us. That's when we get in the storehouses of artifacts and history. It will be integrated with our visitors from the galactic realms, because this place, Earth has a story, humanity has a story, and it hasn't been told yet. It will be. Have patience. These things might sound very esoteric, and I may be wrong, and I don't care about that, but I am sharing what I'm supposed to share with you. When we get into the scriptures, it's going to be a key, but that key is also going to open the key as they open the doors, because they have to. They can't hold this from humanity anymore. It's our birthright. That belongs to us. Everything that's in lockdown in the holy places are ours, because we are holy divine beings. Every breath of life. Every breath of life, and we have to love our Mother Earth too. Every breath of life is divine. We have a story. We don't know it yet. I'm excited. We're going to figure it out, but all this other stuff has to happen first. The keys in what I'm being told in the storehouses are going to unlock much information and put the story together for humanity about who we are as divine sovereign beings. The story of all of the different civilizations that have come here. We're going to understand the story, and I'm not sure even what that story is yet, but I know it's there. That's the keys to the keys of our divinity. And my intuition tells me they've probably been trying to move stuff because they know it's coming, but it will be found. Remember, the light's on, and it will be found. And the light's on us as we reveal and find ourselves through this in humanity. But have hope. Keep hope. I'm going to be hopeful. I've been struggling because I feel everything. And stay mindful, stay present, do your healing with the earth as the earth heals. Heal inside, because then we can come in with a greater respect for ourselves. We can respect others more in the world. This is a beautiful dream, and it is my dream. Global unity is my dream. ever since I was a tiny little girl. This is my dream, and I don't care if that dream sounds too big, because I think it's in every heart of every being to want to be in a state of peace and love. We have to exercise this through this journey, and I speak to myself, I speak to all of us in love, and to remember this. We will get through this. We will, and it will have a bright end. It's going to not look so good for a while, and it's going to look dark, and it might be scary. Address our fears and remember we're divinely protected. Humanity is divinely protected, and we also have to divinely protect one another, just like we're seeing Black Lives Matter, Hispanic Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, Eastern Lives Matter. Every life matters. The earth matters. And the ones that are doing this, the light is shining bright. You can't run and you can't hide anymore. So keep looking, and don't be afraid to learn things. I know it's difficult, but you'll figure out the truth of what you're seeing. There's a lot of information. That's all you can do. But don't close down and don't hide from it, because this is your life. Do a balance. I have to balance. I take all this information out, and then I have to meditate and remember I'm protected and divinely sovereign. And let's stay in touch with our heart and who we truly are as divine sovereign beings. And we have got to speak as humanity. We cannot give this freedom away. There is a race. There is a race going on. We have got to use our words. We have to speak. We have to take action, and we have to stand together globally. Global unity. Everyone. Let's do this in love. Please share this message out. Please. I went public. I want everybody to hear this. Let us love one another. Remember, when you look in the eyes of another, there is more than meets the eye. You are looking in the eyes of that soul's ancestors. That's a lot of eyes. You're looking in the eyes of that soul in that body in that present moment. Powerful divine being. And you're looking in the eyes of the possible children and the children's children and the children's children's children. Be mindful of that. With each action we speak and take our thoughts, be mindful. Eternity is a long time. We're eternal beings. Think about all the children. Honor our ancestors and honor yourselves. Blessings. Namaste, that's powerful. Let us all remember when we look in each other's eyes. Love you all, human family.